Welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. Today we are creating this look, these curls, this everyday makeup routine that I do, as I said, every single day. Before we get into this video, be sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you want to share some extra love. But let's get into the beginning. So after exploring a bunch this year on Pinterest, just looking at tons of different hairstyles and things like that, and after getting some of my extensions in, I really wanted to play with it. I didn't want it to let it go to waste. I wanted to actually do some fun things. So I was really inspired by these pins specifically, and the spiral curl is just something that is so beautiful and I find way less common. But I bought this little curling iron on Amazon. It is so tiny. I will link one down below, similar to this one or this same one. And I decided just to go ham. Now there are a few steps along the way, so I'm gonna speed through this process of the get ready with me because we would just be here chilling for hours. So essentially all I'm gonna do is put on Gilmore Girls, curl my hair. I'm going to need to take different steps. So I'm going to be separating my hair on another note as well, but I also bought these really cute little clips. I bought them off of Etsy. I will also link that shop below. Let me give you a sneak preview. How cute is this? So cute. So let's get to curling hair and then we'll dive into the get ready with me and we'll talk hair, makeup, and more styling tips. So I was timing this and I have 26 minutes on there, but I started timing this after the first time lapse. So that was about 7 minutes. So yeah, it was like 35 minutes to get this done. Now that I officially look like I should be singing a song about animal crackers.
Animal crackers and my soup.
This is the fun part. So what I do, I take my teasing comb and I use the end of it because you do not want to brush through the curls, but what you can do to create volume is you take one of the big curls, like one of the big chunks, and you just separate it out. And that's how you're really gonna create the volume. Now, throughout doing this, I was using hairspray on every single level and really trying to get those curls tight and like straight in the in-between so that they're nice and smooth. In the overnight, what I will do is I will actually put a silk scarf on my head to protect the curls. And one of the most important things when it comes to curl care, from what I have learned, is to keep them hydrated. You definitely want to keep your curls hydrated to keep them really nice. So I ended up getting this. It's an organic oil. It's a hair oil, Velvet Organics Premium Hair Oil. I got this when I went to this one gathering where it was just like a bunch of organic makeup and clean beauty. So I will put that on the ends of my hair and as well just kind of work it into the curls, but likely I'll do that tomorrow morning so that it doesn't get all frizzy. So the silk scarf, the hair oil, and not combing it through, but using this little teaser, and that's what I'm gonna work on right now. I didn't even realize I just recorded the last clip with Lorelai Gilmore.
And what about you? Any men sniffing around?
Just on trash day.
Just going off. Okay, so can you tell the difference? Can you see which side has been teased out? This is so much volume. I am obsessed. I love this. I think it's so cool to switch up your look. Like this is a pretty big transformation if you have never had curly hair before. And then this obviously has not had the comb go through it yet. So let's do the other side. My hair is done for the most part, and so far what I have done is the Laneige sleeping mask. I use this whenever I am prepping my lips. If I'm dehydrated, it doesn't even matter because this bad boy is gonna save you. I like going for the original just because I really like the scent of that. I've had the grapefruit one before and I really liked it as well, but this has been my savior, and I have 2 of these in my empties already, so I've already put that on. Funny enough, I thought that I was ordering the Fix Plus twice, but I ended up accidentally ordering the base. I got this through work, so it's the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Base, but I usually go for the MAC Fix Plus Prep and Prime, just because I like the spritz and I kind of like doing that as well in the in-between, so I'm gonna do that really quickly. I feel like that's always such an uncomfortable step to do on camera because you just feel like you're just standing next to a waterfall. So as that dries, a couple of things that I wanted to just address with doing this video every single day. Burnout is such a thing, and throughout the day today I ended up going to this shoot with my one friend Francis, and after it was like a morning thing. Like I met him around 7, so I was up really early. And after, I was just so burnt out. It felt like I had just worked a morning show like normal, and then I was then coming to do this. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have so much time to do this today. But alas, I was pooped. I had to take a nap, I had to take a bath, and I just decided let's do this. So what I did is concealer. I've been breaking out just a touch on my chin, but I think that's just a mask thing. Have you guys also been getting the mask breakouts? It's just a thing that we deal with now, but I feel like when I am actually going out, I need to start reminding myself that I don't need to actually put makeup on that part of my face, like if I'm just going to the grocery store or something like that. I remember at the very beginning of quarantine, it was so funny. We all had this, right? Like we would put lipstick on and then we would put our mask on. Scotty and I would buy coffee and then be like standing in the grocery store thinking, why the heck did we buy this? We can't even use it. What I went in with was the Tarte C Hydro Concealer, and I am in the shade, let me find it because this is a really, really tiny one. I decided just get the tiny one just to test it out because I've been wanting to try out a few new concealers, but this is 14B Fair Light Beige. So this guy is so tiny, but has actually lasted me a really long time. And I don't know why, I just haven't gravitated towards Tarte products lately, but I really did love this, and I've always really liked their formulas. I don't know why. I think it's because things in their aisle have started to look more like toys than like a sleek makeup look. I feel like they're really catering to that younger audience. But I didn't use a lot, 1, because I don't have a lot left in here, but 2, I just don't, this is my everyday makeup routine. Like this isn't when I'm on camera or anything like that, so I really don't want to be wearing a ton of makeup these days, and I want it to look really natural. One of the products that I'm thrilled about that I picked up right after all of the stores opened from quarantine from Sephora was the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Cream Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream Anti-Aging Hydrating Serum. I love the fact that this is 50 SPF. This is what I've been looking for. The only issue at the moment, and I think you guys will be able to pick up on this because I'm currently in the daylight, is I think that now this might be a little bit too dark for me. Because when I picked it up, it was midsummer, and your girl, if I'm inside for like a week, any tan, any hint of a tan that I had will be gone. So what I do with that is I will just apply it to my fingers, not too much, literally that much. And then I will just work it in, and this, because it's my everyday makeup routine, I just really want it to melt into my skin, and I find that this product really does. By the way, what I wanted to say was you guys were so supportive on social media with this brand, and I thank you so much, because when I put out the call on Instagram, and if you guys don't follow along on Instagram, I usually ask questions there, so I'll link it down below. But when I put out the call, these were all of the answers. Like, you guys totally answered the call. Let me know that you loved this formula. The only thing that was kind of confusing actually was when I went into, is that a scratch? No, okay. When I went into Sephora, I had realized that they had just come out with a new line as well. There are a couple of different ones. So if you do pick up the one that I've got, make sure that you get the OG formula with the SPF. That is what I highly recommend. I love the way that this melts into my skin. Let me pull you a little closer. I love the way that this melts into my skin. It doesn't gravitate towards dry patches. Sometimes I'm horrible when I'm putting it on with my fingers because I'll end up getting it all in my eyebrows. Sorry if I'm not looking at you guys a lot as well. I've got my mirror over here, but I really think that blends nicely. And I have the color Fairlight. The packaging is a little bit worn down as well, just because I normally carry this big makeup bag to work and I just throw it all in there, and the issue is when I film something like this, a lot of them look pretty crummy. If I was going to use a brush, and I have recently purchased a new beauty blender, one tip, if you go into Sephora, there's a package that has the beauty blender cleaner and like a little pouch, and it costs the same as the beauty blender. Go find that package. I think they still have that promotion going on right now. But the brush that I would normally use is just the Sephora brush. It's the Flawless Airbrush 56. So it just looks like this. That's the one I would usually use just to kind of push in my makeup a little bit more. This one's a little bit dirty. I need to start cleaning my brushes more, but sometimes they just get stained too. So that's on. We have primed, we've put our foundation concealer. I feel like this is quite even and quite glowy as well, which I'm starting to appreciate. Something that I have been really paying more attention to and want to start paying more attention to, and is very important, is to start finding brands with more of a color line. Of course, like a broad spectrum of colors. If you guys know some brands that you would like to recommend, please link them below. One of the ones, of course, that has been doing the best job from the beginning has been Fenty Beauty. So instead of going back to the normal bronzers that I normally pick up, I picked up this one. This one's called Private Island, and it's really pretty. It's got kind of more of a warm tone to it, so I'd be interested in the months of maybe further into fall and going into winter to pick up a bronzer that has more of a cool tone, especially because I am very pale. But I usually just go in with a big fluffy brush and I focus in just on the line there, up in through the top of my forehead, and I just go super, super light with this, especially in my everyday makeup routine. What I do find though, is as soon as I put my bronzer on, I feel like my makeup comes alive just a touch, and I do love that. I'm starting to get used to doing the makeup tutorial thing because I really do have a lot of fun doing it, but I have been watching a lot of Alana Davison do this. I've been watching a lot of the Anna Edit, of course, you guys know I'm obsessed, do this, and it's always so interesting how you mix in the conversation of just something versus just the makeup, you know? What I do want to try out from Fenty Beauty when it comes to their bronzers though is their cream line. I think it would be really nice to get into more cream makeup, especially through the fall and winter, just because you get so dry, and I feel like that would really help with all that. So base for the most part done. If I could just walk out the door right now, I truly would be happy. I'm gonna add a couple more things, and actually that is a lie. Brows would be the one thing I would definitely need to do. Now, another brand that I have absolutely been in love with, and I'm upset that the Sephora closest to me actually didn't carry their line, which was surprising, is Nude Sticks. And this one is Sunset Strip. It's their all over face color. It's a really beautiful rosy peachy color, and I really love it. I start to apply it to my fingers first now, and they do have the brush on the end of the product to help you push it in. But again, if this is just my go-to every single day makeup, I just like using my fingers for the most part. It just melts this kind of makeup so nicely into your skin. And I just recently listened to a podcast. It was On the Line with Estee Lalonde and Taylor Frankel, and it was so cool hearing her story all about how Nude Sticks got started, her sister, her mom. Highly recommend that. But Nude Sticks, such a great Canadian brand, and I am just so proud to support this brand every single time because I love the simplicity of the packaging. I love their product. I love that it's meant to be makeup that just elevates your own look and makes you look like yourself, but not just trying to put a mask on, rather just emphasizing who you are. This has completely worn off. However, this is the Precisely My Brow little spoolie, and I have it in the shade 3, and this is one of the best things ever. I had Boy Bait for a while from Glossier, and the bristle brush is very similar to that, but I found that Boy Bait ran out so quickly. And I do find that this one just simply lasts longer. Now, I haven't been to see a brow lady in a very long time. I have been my brow lady for a year and a bit, which is upsetting. I think it's just one of those things that completely fell off for me when I was doing other things self-care wise. That was just one of the things that I deprioritized because the town I lived in for university was where my brow ladies were, and then when I moved out of that town, I just didn't have them anymore, and I need to find one a little bit closer to me. But I go in with my Precisely My Brow pencil after the spoolie after that because one, my brows don't reach the full length that they should when you look at the shape of them, and two, I love having that extra spoolie on the end just to brush on through. This has lasted so long because I'm doing that dual product, whereas sometimes I find that if you are just using a pencil, it just runs out, which is super disappointing. But yeah, I usually just go in with the end. I had this little bald spot here in my brow for a little bit, and it's slowly starting to fill in. It's funny that when you're doing your brows, your mouth is not wanting to move. So you're just talking in a little tiny mouth. Trying to find the setup for this is interesting as well, like the lighting and figuring out the mirror and everything. Okay, so this is my natural look minus the eyes. What we're gonna do next is I've got my eyelash curler and my mascara. NARS Climax has been my cult favorite for a very long time. Now, I was also influenced by Lana Davison to try Miss Your Big by Lancome. Loved it. Love it so much. I just bought the mini and it's starting to dry out, so I think I need to get another one. Included, I bought it at the same time as this, and I've been using this one for a long time, and I think I need to get a new one. Not because I think it's gone bad, but just because a lot of the makeup has gone on my eyes and been washed down the sink later that night. So I'm gonna do this part off camera because I am horrible at doing mascara. And I know I do my eyeshadow after. It's just how I do it. I have to. So let's do that quickly. Okay, so there you have it. Eyelashes on. A palette I recently just got that I'm very excited about, especially because of it being fall, is MAC Art Library Flamboyant. Let me show you this palette. I left the little dooflinger in there so I could talk to you with the colors. But if this doesn't scream fall, I don't know what does. I have been really loving these two shades, and then as well just the glitter, but then these lighter ones as well, and then adding in a couple of the darker ones just in the corner of my eye. That has been a lot of fun. But since this is an everyday just kind of chat, catch up, and get ready with me, I am just going to be going in with an all over eye with this one, and that is called Samoa Silk. Adding just a little bit of color, and then what I'm going to be doing is taking Rule and then pushing that as well from the inner corner, or outer corner rather, in a little bit, but not fully. And I've been having a lot of fun doing more makeup stuff. It has been really exciting. I would never consider myself a makeup artist by any means, so if you're watching this looking for real life tips, someone is probably cringing that I put my mascara on over before putting on my eyeshadow, but you know what? I don't care, because whatever works for you, and I would never claim to be a makeup artist. I would claim to be an artist, but not at makeup. Maybe one day. We'll keep practicing. I will say though, filming every single day and putting out these videos has been really exciting and starting to get that flow and get that groove. Burnout, definitely a factor, but there's something to be said for just forcing yourself to kind of get in front of the camera and start moving and start grooving. I'm gonna go in with Rule now with a 2178 brush from MAC. There is something to be said for just forcing yourself to kind of like get into something versus waiting, always waiting for inspiration to strike. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Inspiration does not always just strike. You have sometimes got to make your own momentum in that area, because it may not come for you naturally. And that's okay too. It's also okay just to take a break. However, we have committed to a challenge, so we cannot take a break. Okay, so last but not least, the lips. This is one of my favorite things. I've just been wearing glosses lately. You already know that I do the Laneige sleeping mask, and I will usually just go in with a Mary Kay gloss. I really love these. They're the same as everything anywhere. Sephora, MAC, Mary Kay. It's a lip gloss. Find one at the drugstore. It's all the same. This one's called Nude Blush. The thing that I really do love about the Mary Kay one specifically is I feel like there's a lot in there. For some reason, when I buy a Sephora one or a MAC one, they just go so quickly, and I don't know why. So yeah, I just feel like this one's bigger and the prices are comparable. Plus, being in quarantine, you can just order them in the mail and boom, you get them right to your mailbox and you're good to go. All right, so that's it. That's all. Just getting used to doing these, just getting used to chatting, catching up, and honestly, doing all these videos every single day. I know that in my head, I have this idea of where I want my numbers to be, my viewership, but all of that is out of my control. And I just gotta keep my eyes on the prize and keep creating and keep showing up. And I'm so thankful for every single one of you who shows up for me every single week to watch some of these videos or interact, comment, like. It means the freaking world. If you guys wanna see me create a certain type of look from an average Joe, then I would love to hear it. If you want to see me make a pumpkin spice latte look, if you want to see me make a crisp fall leaf look, a deeper spooky look, I would love to do that, because honestly, it's just really fun to dive into the makeup collection. And if this is the makeup I've been using every single day, I'm getting a little bored, guys. I'm getting a little bit bored, and I need to start pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for traveling down this road, even though it might have been rocky, especially if you actually know how to put makeup on. And I shall see you in my next video. Bye, guys. But I know I have to try to let